news for fans of the Battinson. So, we are big fans of the new movie, The Batman, and against all the naysayers, Robert Pattinson smashed it out of the park, out of Gotham, out of the multiplexes. He just crushed it in the role. And if you are fans like us of the Batman and all things comic book movies and stuff like that, then you are going to be having a party right now, because apparently a little birdie tells us that they are going to make a sequel to the Batman, The Batman 2. Dawn. It's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? Considering how I'm so excited. I love Kenny. I love Batman.
I'm literally excited.
Knowing how this movie is crushed at the box office, it's a bit like water is wet. Duh. Of course they're going to make a sequel to this blockbuster movie. You know, a little rumor says they're going to make another Spider-Man movie after, No Way Home. Duh. They would be bonkers to not do it. But we love the Batman. You can check out our review of the Batman in terms of the podcast. We also have a podcast, and we should have a clip somewhere along here, where we give our full review of the Batman. But right now, we're not doing a Batman Love Fest right now of that movie. That's gone. That's the past. We're going to read about the sequel that's just been announced in this article of Variety. So, Jay, if you do the honors, I'll give my magic eyes a rest.
Robert Pattinson returning for the Batman sequel. The Batman is getting a sequel with Robert Pattinson, set to return as Gotham's fiercest defender. Warner Brothers revealed its plans for another Caped Crusader story during its Tuesday evening presentation at CinemaCon, the annual trade show for theatre owners. The Batman director, Matt Reeves, was on hand to announce the news that he will write and direct the follow-up, but he did not provide any details about what the movie will entail. The Batman's gritty 3-hour superhero adventure debuted on the big screen in March, kicking off with $134 million domestically. Those ticket sales still rank as the biggest opening weekend of 2022, as well as only the second pandemic-era movie to cross the 100 million mark in a single weekend. Following Spider-Man No Way Home with 759 million to date at the global box office, The Batman is currently the highest grossing movie of the year. Notably, The Batman marked a return to exclusive theatrical releases for Warner Brothers after the studio released its entire 2021 slate simultaneously on HBO Max. Going forward, Warner Brothers planned to keep its new movies in cinemas for 45 days before putting its new titles on HBO Max. Its upcoming titles includes Elvish, which is coming out June the 24th, DC League of Super Pets, July 29th, Creed 3, November 23rd, and Shazam! Fury of the Gods, December the 16th. The Batman took a grim, through PG-13 look at Bruce Wayne's earlier days as the world's greatest detective. In his pursuit of justice, the youthful Dark Knight uncovers corruption in Gotham City while pursuing the maniacal killer known as the Riddler, Paul Dano. The star-studded cast included Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, Andy Serkis as Batman's butler Alfred Pennyworth, Colin Farrell as the crime lord known as Penguin, and Jeffrey Wright as Gotham City's police chief James Gordon. In addition to blockbuster ticket sales, the movie was widely embraced by critics. It holds an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes, as well as audiences. It landed an A- cinema score. In Variety's review of the Batman, chief film critic Peter DeBrugge singled out Reeves for doing something relatively unique here, at least by comic book standards.
Okay, so it goes on a little bit, but it's a bit more self-congratulatory. So I think it should have got in the 90s, personally, the Rotten Tomato score. I think 85 is good.
Quite low, isn't it?
I don't know why
Yeah.
it's not in the 90s. I mean, some of the Marvel films are 90 something. This is, and I'm a huge Marvel fan. This is better than a lot of the Marvel movies, so it should be in the 90s. But anywho, does that make you excited? Number one, let me go. Are you surprised with those numbers that we're getting another Batman movie?
I'm not surprised by those numbers we get. It's so obvious we're going to get a Batman.
Yeah, we don't like
one.
making money.
Exactly. They made loads of money on box office. So it's obviously they're going to make another one. We were just waiting for it, weren't we?
Yeah.
So when I saw that last night, I read that, pops up on my phone. I'm like,
Oh.
yay!
I love Batman,
so
love Batman.
Excited. I was like, Tom Cruise.
I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it.
Wow. So I'm just thinking now, T, how is Matt Reeves going to move on from the first one? Like, where's he going to take the story now?
I think obvious. I mean, the one thing, spoiler alert, the one thing that they did, I mean, some people didn't like the inclusion of the Joker at the end, and it doesn't land as well as the scene that they released that was deleted that really pops. Yeah. But I understand why they took that out, because it takes away from the Riddler storyline. It makes Batman look a little bit less intelligent. But I'd be down with that Joker and a Riddler. I don't think they're going to do that, but a Riddler and a Joker team up.
Wow.
And the Penguin rising as the main crime boss in the city. That could be really cool. Yeah. But even if they don't do the Joker again, people say, oh, why are you doing the Joker again? It's like, well, it's like saying, why did they have Darth Vader in the 3 original trilogy movies?
It's almost, also as well, every time they've done the Joker, it's a different portrayal of the Joker, isn't it? You know, it's not exactly the same. So Matt Reeves' Joker is going to be different to Christopher Nolan's Joker.
Yeah.
And so on and so on. So it's not the same. Also, I'm thinking, oh my gosh, like Catwoman, because obviously they went their separate ways. Yeah. Didn't they?
Do they come back for a date?
I'm sure most people would have seen it.
She's going to spoil the whole movie for you guys. So, look out. Jay's about. Yeah, and when this character dies.
So Catwoman, right?
Yeah.
She's left. She
moved to Bloodhaven, the neighbouring city. So I'm doing full geek mode. Bloodhaven, the neighbouring city to Gotham. You may continue.
Yeah, thank you. I wonder how Matt Reeves is good, because he's writing. I'm so excited, you know.
Yeah.
I feel like jumping on the couch like Tom Cruise. It's like
our daughter, when she's like 16 now, but she used to be 3. I'm so excited. With a little English accent.
He's writing it, and he's directing it. I was like, what?
Who knew?
But how?
Tell me more.
Obviously, Catwoman's left the city.
Yeah.
So it's be interesting how he brings her back.
Well, she might not be back, but she's the characters. Remember,
I hope he does. I hope he brings her back.
There are so many characters in the Batman universe, in the comics, and even what they've done on screen. You've got Mr. Freeze. Bring Arnie back. Hey, you missed me. I've been in the cooler. I've been on ice. You've still got other characters that are more modern. You've got old school characters that you could bring in. I'd like to see Robin.
Oh yeah, he has to be really good though. Robin.
Make him like a teenager, so you don't get the whole social services, a grown man having a little kid coming out in the night doing crime.
Needs to be someone that's going to play him well. Can't let down the team.
Yeah, you got to have a good Robin.
You got to have a good Robin. So but bring Zoe
Dick
Kravitz.
Grayson.
I want him to bring Zoe Kravitz back, because I think she was so classy.
She was great. She was fantastic.
And their chemistry, her and Pattinson's chemistry was so good.
On point.
So
very, very good.
Point. So
Take it easy, sweetheart. As long as I see the Penguin, as long as they bring back Colin Farrell to Penguin, I'm happy, because he was a massive highlight of the movie.
Colin Farrell. I'm like, what? It took hours for him to dress up, for them to make him up like that.
All the prosthetics and stuff. When I heard he was cast, I was disappointed, because I was thinking, he don't look like the Penguin. He ain't got a big nose. He ain't kind of squatty. And
what they can do to you nowadays, these makeup artists, they're just so they're talented.
Very scary.
Utterly talented.
Look his face, but he looks mean there, doesn't he, Robert Pattinson? He's like, I will mess you up.
Do you think it's gonna get? I think it's gonna get darker. You know.
I think it's gonna get lighter.
Do you think it's gonna get?
I'll tell you why. I think the situation is going to be more darker and intense in Gotham.
Yeah.
Again, since the results, what happens at the end of this movie, things aren't too good for the Gotham, the citizens of Gotham, let's just say. But Batman's learned a lesson. He's no longer an angry emo vigilante just wanting to beat people up for the fun of it. He's realized that he needs to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. He needs to let go of his anger, his thirst for vengeance, and all the issues of grief and wanting to get revenge. And he needs to put that into a positive action to actually help the people of Gotham, to be a hero, to be a symbol.
I like it when it's dark and gritty. It's just, for me, it's just more exciting when it's like that, rather than.
Do you like the bad boy? Do you?
No.
She liked the bad boys before me. She liked the bad boys.
I
Bad boys.
I did, it's like...
I'm only joking. Right? Most women do.
I like it.
What is it with women's fixation with the bad boys?
I don't understand.
They like them
because
broody
I've never
and-
liked bad boys.
and dark.
I don't know what adventure, I guess, for some women.
No one likes Superman. They want the Dark Knight. They want Batman. They want the one broody and all emo and angst-ridden. So, and I think the important thing for you is that if you like movies, if you like this Batman movie, you've basically voted with your dollars. When the movies are successful, they'll make more of them. It's that simple. The maths are that simple, folks. Show Hollywood the movies that you like, the movies you want, and they'll make more of them. You know, there's no point just going on bitter. This sucks. If you like something, put your money down, and then they will make more of it. I think that even though the Batman was a bit dark in places, I think morally it was a powerful message. It showed both with the Batman and the Riddler that, number one, like the comics has, there is more similarity. There's some disturbing similarities with the mindset. So there's a level of insanity in all the characters in the Batman world, but it shows how a thirst for vengeance, like the Bible says, an eye for an eye, you know, but someone said the eye for an eye makes everyone blind. There is a time where if you just want vengeance, you want to get revenge, it's not helping anything. It's not justice. There's a difference between justice and revenge. And we don't get into, that's a whole big, deep, far too heavy for a show with Grogu and popcorn, you know. But there is something positive about the message of the Batman saying, hey, let it go. Use your power to help people, to do good in the world, not to just try and even the score.
Yeah, so I'm just like, how are we going to move on from this? Like,
You're excited.
Matt Reeves.
Yeah.
Bring it. So I think Matt Reeves is going to do a great job writing this film again and directing, which is brilliant for the director.
Go Matt.
Let us know what you think about this new Batman coming out, Batman 2. Have you already watched the first one? And what are your thoughts about this next movie?
Yeah, maybe you did see the last Batman. You thought it sucked. So this is just bad news
How
for
can
you.
you think it sucked?
You didn't quite get the portrayal of Bruce Wayne right. He was not the Playboy. Don't worry. You're going to see Playboy Bruce Wayne in the next one. He's a little bit older. That was year 2. They might skip forward or whatever. Take it easy. Chill, everybody. Chill.
You and your Arnie.
Arnie. Ever since I used to watch the movie Talk and Christian Harloff, and he does it's a homage to Christian Harloff's version of Arnold Schwarzenegger's accent.
Oh my gosh.
We will see you next time. Don't forget to click on the playlist. We've got more goodies like this, and we will see you next time. I love Batman. I love Batman. I love Batman.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. If you really enjoyed this video, please subscribe below, where also we have more videos on entertainment, opinion, and chat. You're really going to enjoy it. Also, if you really enjoy it that much, we have a weekly podcast on all platforms. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.